Welcome to Everything Money 24/7. A lot of big news today. Started off with the most obvious thing. The UnitedHealth CEO was shot today and killed in New York City in front of the Hilton Hotel right before their investor meeting. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch has said that many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. I want to be clear. At this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack. Thompson, who was visiting from Minnesota, was shot with a weapon that appeared to be outfitted with a silencer, and the motive for the shooting remains unclear. But Thompson's wife, Paulette, has told NBC News there had been some threats against her husband. United Health Group, the parent company, abruptly ended its scheduled conference Wednesday morning, citing a very serious medical situation with one of our team members. And by late morning, flags were lowered at half staff at their headquarters in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Guys, it's very tragic. Obviously, there's something premeditated about this. We'll find out more as time goes on and why he was being threatened along the way. The stock market continues its epic rally. The last 30 days, the S&P is up 5.14%, and the Nasdaq's up almost 6.9%. This is the thing that keeps on going, guys. As we talked about before, stock market valuations are at massive highs. We're over 110% overvalued on both the stock market to GDP as well as the 10-year cyclically adjusted PE ratio, but we don't know when those things will end. They could go on for a very, very long time. It's really unknown how long overvaluation can go. But once valuation does matter, it will matter with a vengeance. So we always tell people, find a process that works for you. Our process is sitting there and looking at every investment is the present value of all the future cash flows. So when you're buying a company, you're buying a future cash flow. That's why the stock analyzer tool in our software is so useful. It allows you to estimate the future cash flow for the business, and based on your desired returns, what you should pay for the business today to get a certain return. We love doing it. Obviously, it's up to you, but when you buy a stock, you're buying a piece of a business. Just know that. Opposed to when you buy a cryptocurrency, you're buying something that you hope somebody tomorrow will pay you more for. But when you buy a stock, hopefully the company is going to grow its revenue and profit as time goes on, and therefore increase the value of the business. Powell and interest rates, he came out today talking about them. He said, listen, based on there's little urgency for the Fed to lower rates as quickly because of the uncertainty around inflation, the outlook, and a solid economic recovery and backdrop. They also they asked him about, hey, what do you think about your successor being named? Because the Treasury Secretary nominee, Scott Bessent, had said to Barron's that he had told Trump that Trump should name a successor immediately upon entering office. And a lot of people are against that because it kind of gives like a lame duck kind of thing for the Fed Chair Powell. I want to reiterate, this is my personal opinion. I think Powell's done a great job balancing economic growth with this inflation. I don't think he should have cut rates, but that's not for me to determine for him. Private payrolls today by ADP came in at 146,000 in November, which was less than the expectation of 163,000 jobs. But the government number will not come out until Friday, where they're expected to report. Let me see what there's. Friday expected to report 212,000 jobs versus only 12,000 in October. Now, the October number was revised down from 233,000 to 184, according to ADP. So there's a lot of things happening. I remember, as an economy, we grow in population from birth. We grow because of immigration, net migration into the country. So a lot of economists have said that we need to generate 100 to 150,000 jobs a month just to replace those, just to kick over the people that are coming in. Some people have said that might be a little low now due to the fact that so many people, migrants, are coming into this country. So guys, there are a lot of jobs that need to be taken. Same thing for housing. We need more housing to replace those that have come into the country. But jobs are a big thing, guys. You look at unemployment rate, you look at jobs. Jobs are what drive the economy in terms of it's like a nice cycle. When people come into the country, more goods are demanded, more people are needed to make those goods, more jobs are needed. It's a cycle. So that's very important. Now, Trump tariffs have been a lot of conversation. There was actually a very funny thing that Trump said to the Prime Minister of Canada saying that, hey, if our tariffs hurt you enough, we'll just make you guys a 51st state. That was obviously a joke, but knowing Trump, it's probably not a joke. But here's let me show you guys some charts here on what these are the Trump tariffs. If you look right here, Trump's tariffs, he came in office right here, boom, on China, skyrocketed. Biden takes office, and tariffs are still up. Effective tariff rate on China is up. Vietnam has gone down. And by the way, guys, we've talked about this in other videos. About how the Vietnam has become a lot cheaper place to import from. And you can tell here, rates were 7% or so, 7.5%, and now come down below 4% on Vietnam. India is about where it was when Trump took over. So, Canada's very low here. Mexico's very low here. Obviously, these things do affect how people buy, because a tariff is basically a tax on you. When tariffs go up, the goods costs go up. People don't swallow that. Companies don't swallow that. Now, what's interesting is U.S. goods imports by source country 12-month rolling total. This is where Trump came into office. And look, you still have China here, way higher than it was when Trump took office, even though the rates are still higher. India's high, Vietnam's high, all much higher than when Trump took office. Probably the fact that, well, obviously this was because of COVID, but probably the fact of the tariffs are still higher in China. Even though there's a lot of manufacturing in China, there's still a lot more being done in India, Vietnam. Canada's big. Mexico is big, not as high as China, but Canada's higher than China in total goods imported. So these are things to remember when you're sitting there and talking about tariffs. By the way, I'm going to do a little interjection here. Go blue. Go blue. Upset the dreaded Ohio State University this past weekend. I was not expecting that at all. I'm not one of those Michigan fans who thinks that Michigan's going to win every game. I was absolutely expecting it demolished, and we pulled off a miracle. They said it's the largest upset in the history of the rivalry, which is pretty impressive. And guys, we talk about our Everything Money software. Let me show it to you guys real quick. These are our tools that we can use. Let me share the screen. Chrome tab, Everything Money. This is our great software that we use. We have all of these tools right here. Retirement calculator allows you to just look at your plan. Are you on plan to get to where you need to go? If you want to buy individual stocks, you can sit there and use our stock analyzer tool. Like I said, it allows you to put assumptions in for the future to figure out what your potential growth rates are, profit margins, free cash flow, and tells you what price to pay. Let's go look at a most recent one. Let's go to Ulta Beauty as it loads. History. Ulta Beauty right here. And it shows your analysis, what kind of returns you can expect. Guys, if you want to get access to this, if you want to get access to our community of thousands of like-minded investors, go to everythingmoney.com, sign up, $7 for 7 days. You want to be better at investing. You want to be calm when things are bad. Because guys, things are great right now. Everybody's making money. I'm the only person in the world that's saying, hey guys, I own 25 stocks and ETFs, and I think 21 or 22 of them are up. That shouldn't be the case. And I don't take that. I get messages all the time, Paul, because of your process, I'm up. Well, I think the process in the long run will work. But in the short run, stocks being up helps everyone's stock. So just remember that. But if you want to be a better investor, this is the way to do it. Everythingmoney.com. Go sign up, $7 for 7 days to try it out. Everyone's always looking for the next hot AI stock. Marvel Technology has skyrocketed today based on a partnership with AWS. They're considered one of the next hot AI stocks, guys. That's awesome. Ride that train as much as you want if you would like to. But remember, the AI is going to change the world as it has been changing the world. It's been around for a long time. It's going to do even more for the future, but it doesn't mean that every company that enters it is going to do very well. Look at airlines, car manufacturers, computers, TVs, software, internet, real estate, EV, cannabis, every single one of these. Look at crypto. Every single one of these has its hype. Everybody thinks that everything attached to it's going to make a ton of money, and they don't. It's about picking great companies that'll be around for a long period of time. I do believe Marvel will be around for a long period of time, but mostly because let's look up Marvel, and I'll tell you exactly why I think it's going to be around for a long period of time. Well, because guess what? They actually have cash flow. And let me show you that right now in our tools here. Right here, you can see that Marvel has $1.4 billion in free cash flow in the last year, 800 million in the last 5 years. This is compared to net income loss. So let's go look at their cash flow statement and let's look at this. These are their free cash flows in the last year, 1.4 billion, a billion, 630, 700, 273, 500, 525, and negative 400 in 2017. So this is a company that's real, just like NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA. This company is printing money, free cash flow, 56 billion in the last year, 27, 3.8, 8.13, 4.7, 4.27. It's skyrocketed. These companies will be around for a long time. But remember, it's possible to overpay for a good thing. That's what we're trying to teach. We're trying to teach the process that it's about finding a mispricing. But a company that's growing a ton should be valued higher than a company that's not. NVIDIA has a lot of growth potential. The question is that growth already factored into the stock? Is Marvel's growth already factored in the stock? These are the things we're trying to teach on this channel and our main channel. So guys, thank you very much for your time. $7 for 7 days. Go to everythingmoney.com to sign up. Take care.